Trump's surprise wins in Michigan, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania were the shockers that gave him the White House by a minuscule margin of 77,400 votes, just 0.5% of the vote in those states. Take a look at the table I've attached. Trump won Michigan by less than 0.1%, but the exit polls showed he'd lost by 0.3%. And in Wisconsin, while Trump won the official count by less than 1%, the exit polls showed Clinton won by a substantial 3.7%. In Pennsylvania, once again, exit polls gave the win to Clinton, the official count to Trump. No one trusts opinion polls. You shouldn't, because opinion polls taken before an election have a crippling fault. Pollsters have to remove the bias of the demographic of those who will answer their phone and, with even more difficulty, prognosticate which people will actually vote. Most people say they'll vote. Many don't. Exit polls are a very different animal. You don't have to guess who will vote. The pollster's there when they exit the booth. No phones. Exit polls are so accurate that the U.S. State Department uses them to determine if America should recognize a new government, to determine if a foreign vote count is honest or rigged. Here's a page from the State Department's guidebook assessing and verifying election results, showing happy Africans having their ballots counted, unlike African Americans in Ohio. The U.S. rejected governments in Peru, Serbia, and Ukraine based on exit polls that didn't square with the official count. So by its own guidelines, the U.S. State Department cannot recognize the election of Donald Trump because the exit polls were stone cold clear. Trump lost. How could the exit polls get it wrong? They didn't. Did the voters lie to the pollsters? No. The problem is that the voters know if they, quote, voted, that is, cast their ballot, but they don't know if their vote has been counted. The Asian American purged by cross-check, the student purged by postcard, the Hispanic voter whose ID has been challenged, including those who filled out 3 million provisional ballots, believe they voted. So do the million-plus African American voters whose ballots were deemed, quote, spoiled. They assumed their ballots were counted. They weren't. And here's the most valuable statistic from the U.S. Civil Rights Commission. Your chance of having your vote spoiled is 900% higher if you're black than if you're white. So, the difference between casting a ballot and actually having it counted is Donald Trump. Has this happened before? Yes, in virtually every election. That's why, among polling pros, it has its own name, redshift. States moving from Democratic blue in the exit polls to Republican red in the final official count. In 2012, Karl Rove's tantrum was based on his insistent hope for a deeply and bloody redshift. Black voters telling exit pollsters they'd voted for Obama without knowing that Houston had disqualified their absentee ballots. If Ohio rejected ballots on the scale of 2004, the redshift would have inaugurated President Romney.